So hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. I actually didn't plan on taking the camera out today, planned it tomorrow, but here we are. So first and foremost, don't forget to hit that like button on the video and hit the subscribe button there. It really helps the channel grow and boost the videos. So today we're back, we're still cutting. I just finished cutting there. I had to fuel up, I was running out of diesel, so I had to fuel up, so I decided to finish cutting for the night. And I just hopped on the baler there. Andy had to go, off. He says, sure, I'll do a bit of baling here to try catch up, because there's a bit of a story. So I haven't took the camera out for the last 2 days. Last 2 days have been sort of typical harvest shenanigans, shall we say. You'll notice I'm baling with the New Holland balers. This is our old coffin baler. We didn't sell it, we decided to keep it. There's a bit of a difference in the bales. There's a New Holland one there, and there's a class one there. So they're slightly same length, just they're like an inch in the difference. So what had happened is, well, first and foremost, a couple of problems. The knotter on one of the class, knotter decided they didn't want to knot anymore. So we got it back knotting, and then a different problem arose and it didn't want to knot. So yeah, we've had a few eventful days, shall we say, with balers. And then today she was baling away, and oh, what happened? One of the side augers sheared a bolt for no apparent reason. So we're down the class baler basically for the moment. We don't have it, and we don't know when we're going to get it fixed. We have her pulled apart currently there at the moment. There's bits and bobs everywhere. So yeah, we just opted, best thing is not to waste this good weather. I'm sorry, I'm deviating here. There is a class, there's a New Holland. So there is a bit of a difference there. I can't remember what that is. I think that's a class. There, these are all New Hollands. So the reason originally we bought that class was it was the closest baler to this one that we have here. So we wanted to keep the bale size fairly similar for our customers, and they really liked them. So that's what we done. We went on the market and we found the closest baler to it, which was a class. Now that class has only done 15,000 bales. In my eyes, it shouldn't be doing what she's doing. Look, we don't know the reason. There's any numerous reasons, but for me, I just personally think she's a bit too fresh to be doing the type of things that she's doing. But anyway, we've no choice. We got to keep going. Can't let the weather pass us. So we've one field left to cut here at home. We're actually going to swap and go down the road to do another field. It's a bit bigger. We get the full day out of it rather than having to move in the middle of the day. Come back here, finish the barley, mill into the oats, and then looks like we'll have a bit of a break for a couple of days. We'll have a break for a couple of days. So yeah, so I'm baling. So don't mind that white bird staying in the middle when you can't shut the window. We've been in a bit of a rush. So yeah, so I'm in the 200, running in 1000 eco, and I can see right over the top of her, so that's cool. You can see all the chains and cogs moving there. Yeah. We didn't use her last year. Actually baled 100 bales with this last year just to make sure she was A-okay. But yeah, look, she's old, but she's good. So this baler's done probably close on 250,000 bales, I would imagine. So yeah, she doesn't owe us a whole pile. But look, we'll keep going, and then we'll get harvesting then again tomorrow, and then we'll have the winter barley nearly wrapped up. Back cutting today now. We did a baling stint yesterday. The last load, just that we put in, the last load of barley that we moisture tested, well, they moisture tested in the co-op, was 10.5% moisture. Now to put that into context, usually we'd cut in Ireland, look, if you got it to 18, 17 and a half, you're doing well. Anything below that, you're probably ecstatic. But the thing is, you only get paid from the co-op to 16%. And obviously, the drier your grain, the less it's going to weigh. So a 3 ton crop, I don't know, there is a formula, maybe someone knows it, that your 3 ton crop at 10% or 10.5% is what we're cutting at 18, 19 or 20% is the base price, could potentially be, I don't know, would it be a 3.6, 3.7 crop? I'm just using 3 ton as an example here, just for handiness sake. But yeah, it's just like the farmer at that is losing out. You're losing out on weight, and the co-op is gaining, obviously, because they don't have to dry it, they don't have to do anything like that, they just put it straight into storage. So look, it's not ideal, but the weather is on our side. And hold on now a second, I have to get around a bit of a fallen branch. Right, got around that fallen branch. Forgot to pick that up. Actually, we need a loader. But anyway, so the farmer is losing out at that price, just on weight. So yeah, look, it's a tough time for tillage farmers, there's no doubt about it. Inputs are through the roof. Your outputs are still the same as they were getting in the 1980s. In fact, it was probably more profitable in the 1980s. Machinery's through the roof, diesel, electricity, even your grocery shops through the roof. Just everything is through the roof. And personally, I think they're trying to just get rid of farming altogether everywhere in the world. They want this lab grown meat or something like that. I just don't think, there seems to be, everyone seems to be against farming for whatever reason. And then another thing is, our grain is quality assured. The grain off the boats isn't quality assured. Like, where does it come from? What's been used on it? No one knows. But yeah, we're scrutinised here. If we do something wrong, you know, we're heavily penalised here. I just think it's double standards, and I'd rather use Irish grown grain, obviously, for obvious reasons, but we have the traceability. Same with the meat, same with the dairy. We have the best food in the world, and that is the reason for it. But anyway, yeah, bit of a rant over. But anyway, so we're cutting here, we're back into winter barley. This is still Tardis. It's doing well, it's a lovely crop of straw off in here now. I would say this is our best field. I would have high hopes for this field. That being said, it'll probably only do about 3.34 at a low moisture, but on a normal year it would be a 4 ton crop. I would hope, from what I'm seeing so far. The buzzer's already gone off for 3/4, so I ain't going to make it back to the trailer, but I want to see how far I can get. But yeah, we're cutting away here, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. The weather's supposed to break, I think, on Monday night, so Andy's baling, so he's not too bad. So yeah. So well into the field now on this lovely Sunday afternoon. So it's just gone lunchtime. Clouds starting to build a little bit, but it's still lovely and warm. I think it's like 28 degrees outside, so yeah, not too bad. Great crop here. It's going in at 12%, so cannot complain about that at all. Yeah, just love being in this field. Lovely view all around. So it's just a great view. So but yeah, definitely this is the best crop I think that we've got of barley. We've only got 25 acres after of winter barley. After we finish this field, so that'll be the winter barley harvest finished. So we're starting to oats. Then it looks like it may be either spring oats or wheat or peas. Forgot about the peas. So it'll be either that or that. We have a lot of wheat this year, so more than we usually have. But the barley overall, I suppose, going in very low moisture, as it says. Just a wee bit disappointing. Straw yields are varying. Some spots are doing great, like there will be lovely. There's a lovely wad of straw off this here. One or two of the fields at home just wasn't great. I know what happened at home. That bloody growth regulator when it was cold, I should have known better myself, but that's sort of what messed up the barley at home. With the cold weather that time, the frost and the dryness. So I should have known better myself. Look, I'll know for future reference. If you don't make mistakes, you won't learn. So that was one of the mistakes I made this year. But the funny thing is, this field got the exact same treatment. Maybe different timings, but it got the exact same treatment. So obviously, it's obviously so far looking like it's working here. So anyway, yeah, great weather. You can see there's tractors rolling everywhere up and down the road. Loads of hay going, loads of straw going, just everything. Yeah. So how's fodder in some areas? I know some places down the likes of East Cork and that are in drought, and they're probably feeding. And then you've got back west who are getting like washed out of it. And then sort of here is, I'm going to say, in the middle. It's in the middle. But yeah, let us know down below in the comments. But yeah, so anyway, we're flying through the winter barley here. It's great to get such good weather to do it. Less, not stressful, I suppose, really, in a sense. It is stressful, but you're not too bad. A few breakdowns. Class Baler still broken down. They're bailing away with the New Holland there, which isn't ideal. So I'll have to get looked at that tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, so we get a look at that. Hopefully we get it sorted. Just seems to be one problem after another with that bloody Class Baler. She's only done a few thousand bales, so we'll have to look at that. Yeah, we'll keep going here, and hopefully I get back home and get opened up this evening. That'll be the plan. Some view. Well, no, you ruined my video. Right, sort of in the middle there, if you get me, at the long bit. So about 3 tram lines over from my left.
Hello, so my name is Andy, and I do the baling and some of the fixing here at BT Agri. So Shane asked me to do a bit of footage for the baling. So yeah, so we started square baling last Thursday, and this is a new tractor, this one, and we tried it on the ISO bus, and this tractor itself didn't go too well, so we had to change lead and all that. Then we went baling again Friday, and we were getting issues with the knotters on the back of the Class square baler 4000. So we got that sorted then Friday night, and we baled away on a Saturday with it. And then yesterday evening, which is Saturday evening, a bolt rung off in the shaft under rotor. So that baler now is down. So we took out the New Holland, is it BB 920 or 9020 or something. So baled with that today, then that started giving issues on only one knotter, on the outside knotter on the right hand side. So yeah, so I should have been, I told Shane I do videos of the baling or whatever, but the last 2 days would have been the real wrong days. A lot of bad words being used and all that sort of thing. So yeah, so that's right, where you're already probably going to see for the moment anyway, the round bale. So yeah, so this is a new tractor, and then also the baler on the back is the new Fusion. Fusion 4, I think, or something like that. So yeah, so there's the bale going out the back while the other one is netting. You can see it there on the screen. So it's fully automatic. That may have been pushed out there. So yeah, it's completely automatic. Whereas the baler that I was using here for the last few years was Massey Ferguson. So you had to open the door manually and all that kind of thing yourself. So this is a game changer really. All I do is just sit back and just drive up and down the field. Make sure to stop with the bale is made, which twice today I was in a world of my own. That didn't happen, but it was grand. There's no dramas like that. So yeah, so that's what's been going on. This is the field we're in now. Probably should have shown you now. Is the second last field of winter barley. There's Shane down there and the combine. So yeah, so this is the second last field of winter barley that has to be combined. There I am after doing it again. Straw gone out the back of her, I'd say. So yeah, we're getting on well with the winter barley, and then I think into field of oats then after that. And they're given rain this evening, Sunday evening. I don't know, it might be anything to worry about at all. We'll know tomorrow morning, I suppose, when we wake up and see what the story is. But yeah, other than that, not really much else to say. It's 4:20 now, Sunday evening, and that bale looks a bit hairy. See what she does when we let her off. Yes, 4:20 Sunday evening. Probably have another 3 hours baling here, give or take. So if this rain is to be as bad as what you're saying, maybe we won't get any of it at all. We will wait and see. So I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. So where is so as we were saying, yeah, I messed up on the netting a few times. The old Massey baler, you'd have a small bit of forgiveness, and you would be able to stay going a bit longer when the netting alarm would go off. God knows it was loud enough. You'd hear it a mile away. But yeah, so I messed up that one there. Well, in fairness to her, just drive over and she'll take it, no problem at all, I'd say. In fairness, it's a savage bale. I haven't baled silage with it yet. I baled silage with the older one, alright. That was a great baler. But then the Massey Fergusons, the old Lalies or whatever you want to call them. Now see these bits here, kind of messed up there as well, but anyway. Yeah, the old Massey baler, or the new Massey baler, that was the old Welger baler. They were savage to take grass in fairness. So yeah, in fairness to the McHale, it's as good as them, if not better in fairness to them. So yeah, there's the tractor in now to pick up the header trolley. So Shane is finished combining, and yeah, so I just finished this off now. Hopefully we'll have no more mistakes with netting and all that. I'd love to be able to say, oh, that was the baler's fault, netting worse than that there. Unfortunately it wasn't, it was my fault. So yeah, let's see how we go.
Got finished over there in what he calls Grandad's field, because it's his field, and he sat up with me the whole time. So I'm hoping Andy got some footage there instead, because Jesus, this is a bumpy lane in the combine, because I couldn't. because he was beside me and he doesn't really like the camera or that, so I don't even bother asking him. So yeah, that's we got that finished. It yielded quite well. It done about 3.7 tonne at 12% moisture, which is brilliant. Like on a normal year, that's I know I keep referring to a normal year 20%, but it's not a bad yield for that kind of weight. It was 12% moisture. So yeah, we'll just want to get out here now and just get out of the way here and go gather some bales. Back in the yard now, and square bales are just starting to appear everywhere. So gotta do a bit of tidying up here quickly. So I gotta move the Jeep, move the rake, move the sprayer. Where am I going to park the combine tonight? There. I've also got a grain trailer put in. Yeah, I'll figure it out. So yeah, we'll get busy here. So I'm not going to cut any more this evening now. It's just gone just before 7 o'clock there. No point. Do this other bits. Help Dad with the straw. Get some straw in. So there's 80. Don't know how many's there. He's another load of 80 outside. And then there is 1600 in the other farm and the other shed. So there's quite a lot of bales. So yeah, busy time on the tillage farm. Then we've one more field of winter barley to cut, and then we'll be straight into the oats, and then we'll have a break then probably to the wheat, and then there'll be spring oats coming in and so forth. So it's grand. So yeah, we're getting a wall put up in there. That's why that's missing, if anyone is wondering. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm in the 105, bringing in a load. There's Morris Baling. Get the old New Holland out. Load of straw, and Dad's loading up the other load. Combine is there. Now we'll be able to do this now with one hand. But we'll try with yokes everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. So yeah, it's fun. Fun. No, not gonna work. This is very difficult with one hand. So, welcome back. It's another day and it's a wet one. Well, it was lashing rain there about 20 minutes ago, so place is fairly wet. But yeah, we didn't get any cutting yesterday. Just as busy yesterday even trying to get this baler back on. Didn't take out the camera because your mum was here fixing it, and I didn't know whether he wanted to be filmed or not, and I wasn't going to ask because he was in a rush, so because he had a few other jobs to call out to yesterday evening, so I wasn't going to say anything or do anything. So we have it fixed. So what happened was there was a bolt holding on a sprocket that runs the pickup reel and the internal augers there, and it completely sheared off. We don't know why. It could have come loose and just sheared, or I don't know, there could be another thing about it. We just don't know. We don't know what done it. So yeah, look, it is one of those things. We have her fixed. So here's the inside of the bale chamber. Just got the last bit of straw out. Just gonna take it out in here now. But we got this problem sorted. So it was actually the bill hook was slightly bent. The bill hook is just, these are the knotters for the baler now. So the bill hook is just that thing in there where the twine runs through. It was slightly bent and we think that was the problem. So we had replaced it, and then the timings just had to be just corrected on it. So, and then a few things just tightened up. So this baler now, Andy will come in, he'll twine her up, he'll grease her. She should be good to go. So we done that yesterday. Blew down the combines. The fusion needs a greasing up as well. So it's in the shed, the panel open. Gave it a quick blow down, started raining. We had some thunderstorms yesterday as well, and it started raining. So yeah, we had to do that. So let's fill this up with AdBlue while it's here, although I am going to turn it off on this one. So we are. So yeah, AdBlue is such a pain. But anyway, yeah, so that's the state of play. So I don't know, today they're giving it sort of a bit mixed, so maybe, I don't know, I've actually I've about 4 acres of grass seed to put in there now, so we might do that, just start ploughing it. We'll just see what goes on. It's kind of just one of those lulls now. It's been so busy last few days now, and you just hit that lull. And it just takes a minute to get back up to speed, I suppose. But yeah, we have a bit stacking up to do still. Most of it, there's 600 bales there in that pillar there. Or 650, I can't quite remember. So there's still a few more to be stacked up. So yeah, we'll get on to that. But we'll see what else I get up to now here. I'm going to fuel up the tractors here now anyway, because they're mostly in. A bit of a damp day here now. Not much to do here. Just out here in the field. I've got the plough on, prepping for next year. No, I'm not. I am ploughing this ground up here, just where you see that spread. I am ploughing this up for my calves for next year. This is where we're going to put the calves. Got the windows open. This is where we're going to put the calves. It's still a bit loud. This is where we're going to put the calves for next year. Just going to keep them separate from the bigger lads. It's easier to run them, and it'd be nice to have them out in front of the house. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, ploughing up. Have the big cone plough on the 200 and not a bother on her. She's well able for. Cannot believe the difference. Like, in fairness, she once for nothing, this tractor, she's well able to pull it like as expected. She should be, but the other one was just under a wee bit of pressure there at times. But this one now, in fairness to it, I'm ploughing on just the slurries. Literally can just put on it and ploughing away. Not a bother to it at all. So I've got me ton weighting on the front, and then it has the counterbalance. I think that weighs about 2.5 ton. So I'm well balanced out. In fairness, she can lift this plough. This lifted it with no problem. Oh, no problem. So yeah, we get this and we'll see what happens. We'll just keep going. So we will. So yeah, been getting used to CVX now, but not too bad. Our neighbours' oats have gone down with the rain last night. Had a wee look at our oats there, and they done the same. Not as bad, but they're not great. So they're not. So we need to get them cut sort of as soon as possible, ideally. So look, I'm going to plough this away here. I'm going to mark a line with the GPS here now, just so I'm dead straight. I'll just mark it, and I'll try my best to plough to it. So, finished. I think I ended up with more than I originally thought, but I've evened up the tram lines so it'll be nice and even. So I think I had 5 tram lines there, or something like that. So I get a loan of a whatchamacallit, a roller with some paddles, and yeah, probably give it a disc up first, then hit it with the paddles, power harrow it, then see how she's looking after that. But that would be the plan. So that's it, done a bit of reseeding. So something a little different. We still haven't, it's been raining all day. We'd hoped this evening would have been a little bit better, but it wasn't, so what can you do? So we just have to wait, and hopefully we get cutting tomorrow. Just into one of those back to normal harvests, as I call them. Stop start, cup of tea weather. Go in and get a cup of tea and it might be dry, usually what happens. So yeah, Dad's still stacking away. So I'm just going to give this a quick wash and oil up, and yeah, see how she goes. Back, still a bit damp out, so we're drawing a few bales of straw. So this is where we would have last seen me cutting, I think, before, yeah, it would have been the last place. So yeah, we're just back here now. Dad's already loading up here. I'm going to just pick up that full trailer, leaving him the empties. So we have 300 bales to draw out this field, so that's grand, it's not too bad. I see the spring oats got a wee bit tossed in spots, kind of expected, so yeah. Right, we'll see how we get going. Who's ringing me? Right. First load loaded up. Dad loading up the second load now. I'm going back to the yard, and by God there's some weight in this. The Mikhail Fusion, she makes one bale now. Some weight in this, but yeah, loaded up. So it's 300 to draw out here. We sold a couple, so one lad's already got his lot, and then Ronan's picking up a few more for himself. So yeah, off we go with the first load. Finally we're cutting again. So it's in the last field of winter barley here, and then there's a small 4-acre one on Morris's there. So we just started it here now about 10-15 minutes ago. So it's cutting headlands off. We did a moisture test and it's coming through the combine at 20.8. So a far cry off of the 12% and 10% we were at the last day we were cutting. But look, that's not too bad. We'll cut away at that. It should drop to about 19%, and that's perfect. You're getting the best of both worlds there, because you're getting the weight in the grain, and yeah, you're not going to lose a whole pile out on it. You're still getting paid the same as if you are 10%. So because of the rain, the straw is coming out a lot nicer out of the combine. It's sort of that bit of moisture in it, it's tending not to break it up as much. Still a lovely colour, so we'll probably just bale up these headlands, even though there might be a wee bit on the damper side, just to use for ourselves, just to get them up, because there's nothing worse than having wet straw and trying to dry it out. It's grand when they're in straight rows, but any bit that you drive on is just going to be an absolute pain in the backside to dry out. So we try leave just straight rows only, and try not, the number one rule around here is do not drive on the straw in the straight rows, because if it gets wet it's just a disaster. You'll never ever dry it out. So we got 21 acres here to cut. They are giving rain, there is rain on the radar unfortunately. Not a whole lot we can do about that though, really. We're just going to keep cutting as best as we can and see what happens. The oats are just in there, so as you can see, I don't know, can you see, can the camera pick it up? Some of them went down, so if you could see just right there with the rain the other evening, some of it went down, and I sort of had a funny feeling it was going to do that, to be brutally honest. I didn't put enough grow regulator on this, and I put too much on this, so tail in two halves. But you can see it there, look, it hasn't gone down fully, but you wouldn't want much more rain. Or getting more rain tomorrow, so this video will be going out tomorrow, more than likely, because it'll be raining and I'll have time to edit it. So yeah, anyways, that's what it is. But this is the last, we're on the home stretch, the winter barley now, so there's a lot going on this week. So we were drawing bales, we were cooking corn, actually did a bit of ploughing, and so on and so forth. So a bit of a mixed week this week, which is always the case. So I get tipped here, and yeah. Dad's out with the baler now. When weather gets tricky, we'd have a tendency just to bale up headlands straight after the combine, purely for ourselves. It just leaves it that, as I said before, when straw gets wet, it just makes it very difficult to work with, and you never get it right after. So, because I'd be turning on this, on those rows, it's actually just better to bale them up and have them for our own use. We wouldn't sell these at all. But currently that baler is making 223 kilo bales, which is not bad. So they're well packed bales. But yeah, so Dad's first time using the 200, and I don't know if he likes it or not now, but he's no choice. She's only on that tractor, so yeah. But that's why we're just baling them up purely for just our own use, and yeah, it just makes life a little easier. Leaving straight rows, you can bring in the turner then, the single rotor turner, and you turn the row and you flip it upside down, and yeah, it'll dry it out. So I'm cutting very slow here. I think this is actually a good crop, and the fact that it's just a wee bit on the damp side, I'm just having to watch my speed there a little bit. So getting through this field now. It's breaking down quite a lot. I can see a few heads just on the ground. You'll never pick them up from the camera, but I can see a few heads just falling down on the ground. So there's a bit of losses here, but yeah, overall it's not too bad. Full tank, so we're not going too bad. So I'm on the 4th trailer. Fill that one once, just made that one 3rd, 4th trailer, number 4. Shit, missing out here, whoops. So yeah, 4 trailers. Yeah, ideal. That's what I get for now being on the camera. Look, I missed a bit there. I'll have to go back and wipe that out at some point. But yeah, you can see here it's quite broken down. Overall it's not bad. The oats there next door have some are just leaning over. They're not too bad, but I kind of expected that to happen, to be honest. I mean, you know, the bales aren't in a great spot here, but we should be okay. You can see there, like, they're not completely flat, they're just lying over, so hopefully it won't be too bad. It wasn't too bad now, one-handed. So yeah, this is all we got left to cut now from here just to there. It goes into, it's a bit of a triangle, a bit of a gear hog, so I have probably 2 full tran lines left, and then I'm into the short corner. So if I got another hour and a half, 2 hours, what time is it now? It's 6 o'clock. Yeah, I might get it done this evening, so let's see. That's us done. So headers off. So I still have a small bit left in the tank, maybe a ton or 2. So I'll go dump that here now. I want to take a quick hand sample of the oats, just to see how they're doing. So we'll go do that now quickly. But that'll be for next week's episode, or video, or Sunday's video. So with that, we finished the winter barley. That's it done. So that's our winter barley finished. Next we're going into the oats. So overall winter barley varied from 3.1 to 3.7 at low moistures today. Now we don't quite know, I'd say it done about 3.6, but it was about 19 I think it was one. Got down to 18.9, but something like that. So yeah, what can we do? Overall, bit disappointing. Straw yields seem to have held, so look, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's it for the winter barley. So we're done and dusted for that for this year, so no more winter barley till next year. And yeah, it's grand to get the first lock of ground out of the way. But we're only a third of the way through it now. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed this week's video, and we'll chat to you on Sunday.